late game goals on the board.
Dreamnail White Lady requires quite a bit of movement to get to Trader Lord. Of course, Shid, Cloak, and Dreamnail, and like enough damage to comfortably kill Trader Lord. And that might be one of the later goals here. Of course, like one of the single obtains could also be very late, like Lanterns on the board with Defeat No Eyes, King's Station Stag and Distant Village Stag both on the board. Grimchild is on the board twice with Brum's Flame and Troopmaster Grim. Looks like we have a bit of a delay in the audio, so I'm going to switch audio and see if that makes it better.
And we don't have a working timer. That's very unfortunate.
Unfortunate. We started basically on time though, so that should be fine. Looks like okay. I was gonna say I thought MudPip was gonna skip Fury, but looks like
no,
they're both
just
gonna check it and find Pale War.
There is no nail upgrade goal on the board, sadly, so they can't really use that for a goal.
There are a few bosses, so...
There are a few bosses, yeah, so the Pale War could be useful for those, but when it comes to directly goals, there isn't anything. MudPip.
Oh, did MudPip accidentally click on King's Pass in the benchmark menu? Rip.
And
there's Hidden Station
Gundham has found
Hidden Station Stag and Strength. Interesting. Looks like Gundam's not going to buy the Stag just yet.
I mean, so far the Stag's only real use is getting one check, which he can't even buy if he gets a Stag.
I didn't see how much the Stag costs. It's still perhaps good information.
It's going to be more than 50 Geo, that's for sure. It was more than 50 Geo, and he would have been able to get the check there if he didn't buy Strength.
Yeah. I think you should at least buy the Stag and check it, see if you need to farm the Geo. Maybe a reason to not buy Strength yet. But yeah, it looks like MudPip is also considering and will buy the Stag.
So Gundham has the only advantage of having Strength, unless MudPip buys it as well.
Yep,
MudPip
looks like
also buys Strength.
Yeah, this will make False Knight and like Gro's Mother faster, and of course be even more useful later. But it is some money spent when they still don't know whether they'll need that early money.
I mean, with 3 maps on the board, having less Geo means that you have to at least grind a bit of Geo out to be able to afford all the maps.
Yeah, that's a good point. Looks like MudPip will be checking Grubs. Not a horrible play, given that they might suspect they're behind anyways from the slow King's Pass.
Cloak at 7 grubs, it seems, from what I've been...
Not quite reachable yet, but like with basically anything, you can get those 7 grubs. City access at Dartmouth Stag. Looks like both of them have skipped past Cornifer, not gonna go get that map just yet.
I mean, they don't even know if they're going to find something that gives them both Green Path and Fungal access. For all they know, they might have access to Fungal, but not to Green Path. Actually, wait, no, there's nothing there.
Yeah, if you have access, to Fungal, you also have access to Green Path. There's no way to do that otherwise.
And if you have access to green path, then most of the things that that give you access to green path can be used to access fungal. So unless you get a spell, you can't really not get that goal.
Yeah, interestingly, MudPip skips the Hot Springs bench. That's a bench that's pretty useful for going to fungal later and pretty easy to get. Doesn't take much time.
MudPip, however, does have hidden station, so we're going to check it now. Sadly,
Just
it's not
a
worth
today.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
There's not really anything on the board that requires you to have access to Basin, so. Oh, and that's
Swim in the
goal
void
for
pool.
Gundham.
Yep. A void pool means Kingsbrand just gives MudPip that goal, and there's Dream Nail. Interesting. Not really progression right now, but definitely useful. So it looks like both of them are heading towards False Knight first instead of Shops. Interesting choice. False Knight does give more progression checks. It counts as 3 instead of just 1 for Sly. But Shops is on the board with Visit 4 Shops, so you might want to do that anyways at some point.
There is City Storerooms though, so once we have relics, that's a pretty easy way of getting Geo.
Yep. And that's probably going to be progression here. This is 3 checks. 3 checks in logic, I think. Or no, 4. The stag, the relic, the vessel fragment, and
Rafters.
Rafters. Yeah.
There's also a technically off logic, but very easy check they can do as well, which is the Rancid Egg on the way down to Rafters.
Yep, as well as the Storm's Key is another out of logic check that is a bit harder but doable. So it looks like Gundam will be taking this elevator up, doing this check. Kind of slow and cost 150 Geo, but it is possibly logic. Oh, and that's a good point. There was a simple key at at Crossroads Stag as well. So Waterways is in logic. That puts 3 more pretty slow checks in logic. Looks like Gundam remembers and will be picking. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Looks like Gundam is ignoring stars. Yep. Makes sense. With that King's Idol and Lem access, there's a lot of money available now.
Not only money, but also Sly could easily have a progression at him.
Yep.
But then again, we also know that Waterways and the rest of City could also have it, so.
Looks like we just got a raid from the main SpeedGaming channel. Welcome. This is a Hollow Knight Lockout Randomizer. Hollow Knight is a indie Metroidvania game that's very fun, and we've made a randomizer out of it, where all of the items, progression or otherwise, are swapped places with all the other items. So the racers are racing to get 13 goals on the board as quickly as possible before the other person, where if one racer marks a goal, the other cannot mark that goal. That's the lockout aspect.
What I'm wondering is, with all of the stags that we have access to, do we have enough grubs to get Dash at 7 grubs?
I think the only grubs they have in Logic right now are the 4 in Crossroads, not including the one that you need to pogo to, and the one in Waterways, because the one in Left City you can hit through the ground or pogo up to, but that's not in Logic.
MudPip is setting up a shade skip that Gundam has set up previously.
Looks like nothing much at Salubra.
They're both going in the same direction.
Yeah, to answer newbie XD5, this is in fact lower bracket. This is the first round of both brackets, and is a lower bracket match.
Mike is confirming that there's 7 reachable grubs at least.
Yeah, there's 7 reachable, but only 5 of those are in logic, I believe. So
Not
there was
Rockout, Peter.
a
Lockout.
lol.
Once somebody picks up a goal, the other person cannot pick it up, and you want to get 13 goals before your opponent does.
So I believe what people in chat are referring to as Rockout is Lockout, except with Geo-Rocks also randomized, which is a setting that I have recently implemented in a branch of Randomizer. But that is not a great format, probably. So I don't think we'll be seeing that anytime soon.
Yeah, Geo-Rocks are a terrible format. How dare you make that?
Looks like Gundham is going to go through Left City now. Looks like he was maybe considering checking the symbol key, but decided against it.
Now, MudPip does have 2 out of logic checks and crossroads that they could technically do. They could do both Morlock and the Go Musk Shard.
Looks like this is just following Gundam to city storerooms. That's probably where logic is at this point. In fact, I think it's guaranteed. It's somewhere in storerooms, Left City, or Waterways.
MudPip does have the advantage of having access to Waterways by buying that key already, whilst Gundam hasn't bought it yet.
Yeah, maybe Gundam just forgot at this point. It'll be a bit of a trip back to come back for that key for Gundam, which will lose him some time.
MudPip tried to get the pogo off, but
yeah, the flying guys are a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Nice damage boost there for just a bit of
I don't understand why people do it like that. It's easier to just get onto the edge and try to pogo off of the bench fly. You still take damage, but I see that strategy as way more, not efficient, but way more accurate.
I mean, I think there's several consistent setups, and like both of those sound like consistent setups. So it doesn't really matter which one you use. Looks like progression will be in Waterways, though. So if Gundam doesn't remember...
Yeah, I wonder if he forgot about it. Maybe he thinks that Grubs has progression, as he hasn't checked it yet.
Yeah, looks like Gundam's going to check Grubs. Hopefully he remembers the simple key at Crossroads Stag.
And MudPip is trying to get into Soul Sanctum, not remembering that Soul Sanctum requires vertical to get to. And also getting impaled by an elevator spike, that's also something.
But yeah, Gundam will be seeing that 7 grub dash, which will be pretty important, probably. But of course, not quite, well, reachable, but only if you remember that there's a simple key at Crossroads Stag. So we'll see about that.
MudPip is dangerously low.
Yeah, it looks like Gundam is confused. Perhaps has forgotten. Might be doing Moloch now. Honestly, these starts of going into left city with no movement are some of my least favorite starts because it's a lot of walking for like some checks that are pretty far away from each other. And especially going into
Eh,
waterways, you have to like go all the way to the left to get 2 checks and then go all the way back to the right with no movement.
yeah, that is annoying, but I say that claw only, no stags, no nothing, just claw is even worse. I mean, it opens up all of left side, but you have no movement to get anything done there.
What is MudPip doing? MudPip is having some trouble with this elevator, it seems.
I don't know if maybe MudPip is not used to making this jump without dash.
You can't get up here with no vertical. Yeah.
And Gundham finds out that that is also nothing. And MudPip
Yep.
finally made the jump.
Oh, is Gundam remembering? Yep. There we go.
Gundham remembered. And whilst that's happening, MudPip is still trying to get rafters.
Oh, and Gundam didn't even get the toll bench due to a lack of money. So this will be an even longer walk back. This will be very much walking simulator for a couple minutes here until they find whatever progression is in waterways.
Waterways
Oh.
does have an easy grub for them to pick up, though.
Yep.
With a out of logic grub in Crossroads, they could easily get all 7 grubs needed for the dash. Although
Yeah.
that dash won't be in logic, so there's still some sort of logic progression here in Waterways.
Yeah, in easy logic, which is the setting they're playing on, you need 3 more grubs in logic than are required to get an item. So for that 7 grub dash, they would need 10 grubs to be in logic. And they only have 7 grubs available, and only 5 of those are in logic. So they're a pretty long ways from that. So they have to find something else. Troublesome Crossroads Spiky Grub does not need anything to be in logic. You can do it with no movement. The Spike Pogos are considered easy logic.
Yeah, the spike pogos are normally the way you should normally get the grubs, so even though you could go there with movement and just skip the pogos entirely, the pogos are intended to be the way of getting the grub. Now I'm just waiting for a upgraded spell and dive.
That's quite a long ways off.
I mean, it is a long ways off, but
What is MudPip doing? Okay. So, Lodge has to be this Mask Shard. Oh, okay. Crystal Heart. That puts Basin Simple Key in logic now.
That is very ugly progression with what they have right now.
Yeah, I believe the only thing that puts in logic is Basin Simple Key. Because you can't get into Green Path or Fungal with C-Dash. There's still, of course, the Waterways Bench Egg that you have to backtrack all the way to the right for, but it looks like MudPip at least will not be doing that. JB Hyperion, thanks for the raid. We're just at the start of a Hollow Knight Randomizer Lockout tournament. Right now, it's been pretty slow. Our racers haven't found much progression yet. They just got MudPip just got Crystal Heart, and so did Gundam. Looks like Gundam has remembered that Kill Mila is on the board, which is a goal that is doable with Crystal Heart now. So everyone, cover your eyes and ears. We're about to witness a tragedy.
I mean, Gundam would have done it, whatever the case was, probably. I still don't believe Locust could create so many monsters in our community through just making everybody kill Mila all the time.
F.
F
But yeah,
for Mila.
Yeah, MudPip could have gotten that goal. I completely forgot about that, but it looks like they just forgot. So that is a second goal for Gundham.
Gundam is off grub hunting whilst MudPip is off fighting Morlock.
Yeah, I wonder if when one of them will remember Base and Simple Key exists.
I mean, I wonder whose off-logic play is going to end up better.
I mean, I do like farming grubs for dash. It's a pretty big movement advantage. Gets you everywhere faster since you don't have to walk. But Base and Simple Key at this point is almost certainly where logic is, so going there will almost certainly give you something good.
Actually, that reminds me. There is another check that is now in logic.
Which
The
check?
City Simple Key.
Oh, that's true. I think we already saw that. It wasn't anything, though. I remember
Have we?
Gundam did the Pogo.
Has Gundam? I guess so. I didn't see MudPip doing it. He tried it once and then it went down, so...
According
it
to
was an
chat,
egg.
it's an egg, yeah. We'll see if Gundam is informed about being able to C-dash to this scrub instead of doing the Pogo. I believe
Is
if you...
MudPip off to do Go Mask Shard? Never mind.
No.
What is MudPip doing?
Maybe MudPip thinks they can get into Fungal this way, but you almost certainly cannot with C-dash. So that is 7 grubs for Gundam, which will be Gundam's dash, which will open up
MudPip
4 shops.
And here's MudPip making me expect the... I was expecting it finally. Go Mask Shard early, but then no.
No one ever
I think
checks Go Mask
backstab.
Shard. No one ever checks that check. Go Mask Shard does not exist in Randomizer.
And now Gundam has Cloak, so he should now start doing all these off-logic checks that Cloak provides.
Yeah.
But he also now has 4 shops guaranteed and also 3 maps, so...
4 shops, 3 maps, both very easy to do from here. But I'm still looking at that Base and Simple Key. Could be anything from Claw to just like another stag, but is almost certainly going to be something good, some kind of progression. So, is that Collector's Map? Is that on the board? No, it's not. That was another charm notch at Leg Eater, though. The equip 5 charms at the same time goal could very much be doable.
The timer has... The races haven't started the timers, so we don't have a timer for this race.
Yeah. Common thing to happen in these races, forgetting to start the timer.
Will MudPip finally go do the key check or not?
I don't know where MudPip's going here.
Is
Looks like
MudPip
they're-
confused? Does MudPip
Looks
not
like they're a
remember?
bit lost. Wandering through crossroads, not really sure.
I
where
mean,
they're going.
grubs aren't in logic yet, so I don't blame him.
This would be a perfect time to check helper log, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I mean, we do know that Base and Simple Key has to be something now. And
I mean, there's still the Waterways bench egg. That could be a possibility.
yeah, that could also be it, and neither race has checked that. So
yeah, but those 2 checks are the last 2 checks left in logic. before that dash, which wasn't in logic. But yeah, this is good play from Gundam, snagging these goals, even if they are out of logic, except passing right by Cornifer. Looks
And
like
he
he's
noticed
realized.
that, and he's returning. He thought... This is very unfortunate for MudPip, though.
Yeah, MudPip is falling pretty far behind now. Has spent a bunch of time wandering around and doing some checks that Gundam already did. Not. It looks like they might be farming some grubs now, which is good. At least they'll get that dash. They'll be pretty slow.
This is the type of moment where you just want to take out spoiler log and find out what is at the key. But sadly, we can't do
We'll
that.
eventually see that, I'm sure.
We will eventually see that.
Surely they won't find
Be it
like, some
for
other
people
progression
actually-
somewhere and just like forget that the simple key exists at all.
I really want the dash to not open up any progression at all.
Okay, it looks like we are getting the simple key from Gundam here. So Gundam at least does have logic on his mind. What was that in
what-
White Palace? Was that tram pass? I didn't
If
quite
it's
catch
tram pass, oh no, it's
it. Okay, apparently it's an
Cactus
egg. Darn.
Okay, phew. If that was tram pass though, oh boy.
I mean, there's no tram pass goals on the board, I don't
There's
think.
no tram pass but goals on the board, but that would have been quite the content.
Yeah, I agree with Cthulhu. Tram pass and egg are the same thing.
I mean, both are just as helpful.
And it's just a King's Idol. Wow, okay. So it really is that Waterway's bench egg, I think, at this point. I can't think of anything else in logic for them.
Is MudPip doing that right now?
Perhaps. I don't see another reason why MudPip would be going down here, except I guess this simple key. Yeah. Nice couple pogos from MudPip. Will be rewarded with an egg, unfortunately.
Very fortunately, eggs are the most important part of the breakfast. Oh god. Falcon, please don't be right. I beg of you.
I guess like giving access to Green Path would put 3 more grubs in logic, which would bring them up to 7, and they'd need another 3. So that doesn't actually add up quite yet.
Okay, phew, MudPip seems to be going down there.
If this is something, if this is vertical, it could be big, like either claw or wings. Because I don't know if Gundam is going to remember to check that anytime soon.
MudPip, really confused. Holy darn.
Oh, MudPip didn't check this egg earlier. And is trying the damage boost now. Or not.
Yeah, I don't blame them on giving up.
MudPip really close to death here. Hopefully makes it to the bench egg in one piece.
Never mind, he's dead. Or wait, MudPip is a he, right? They are dead.
Yeah.
And here are the Fs in the chat. You really hate to see it.
Ooh, there's a second simple key. That's a goal for Gundham. We're gonna see GG's hut. You love to see it.
Yep, you love to see that somebody is forced to use the simple key on GG's hut because they don't have any other thing. MudPip tries checking the toll and
Really unfortunate here for MudPip. Very behind at this point.
then again,
Gundham
if
is running
there's
away with all the
anything
goals.
that is way better than Dash and C Dash at
So the problem is, even if MudPip does find like Claw, like best case it's Claw at Waterway's bench egg, it's still kind of awkward because the lack of having Dash is really gonna hurt. I guess like MudPip can farm those grubs, but it doesn't look like they're doing it right now.
MudPip does have more health this time around, so
This is okay. Thought MudPip was gonna go to Tuck at first, which would not have been the right way. Oh, that's really scary. Those bellflies are really annoying.
I just realized that I'm going to be racing the person who wins this race.
At this point, it really is looking like that person will be Gundham.
You never know. From how it's been going, progression has not been appearing to Gundham.
You mean that second simple key wasn't progression towards Jeezy's hut? The most important place in the game?
I mean, the first simple key is progression, but the other three, unless you get all three, it's not really progression.
A bit lost again. Looking for that
The Dream
bench
Gate,
egg.
it's nice, but it's not.
Dreamgate is actually a pretty nice movement ability if you're willing to do shade skips. Oh, that's really bad for MudPip.
This is painful. MudPip needs to go back to... Oh, I really don't like this.
Yeah, things just keep getting worse and worse for MudPip. Looks like they're pretty frustrated right now. Rightly so. Looks like Gundham might be going towards that Waterways bench egg now, so we might see what actual progression is.
Wait, what is MudPip doing?
Is MudPip trying to kill a boulder with C-Dash?
Is that possible?
No. It is very much not possible.
They don't have... Even with Dash you can do it, but C-Dash, there's... Please, MudPip, just check Going Mask Shard and
Oh,
have
and
that be
it's
something.
Lantern.
That puts
Oh,
no eyes
boy.
in logic.
Yep, and that's also a goal. So Logic is probably taking that Lantern over to peeks into resting grounds. That's pretty disgusting with no movement.
No Ice isn't in logic, but now he can actually beat No Ice, so...
Yeah.
No Ice check, though, is in logic now.
I mean, it actually isn't, because there's no way into Green Path still. They just
Oh,
have
wait,
that
you're
Lantern in
right.
Logic. So it really is just going into peaks for the Darkroom Egg and then into resting grounds from there if there's nothing.
This is really screwed up progression. I mean, No Ice does take a while to beat, so I wouldn't really... I'd say this is a great opportunity for MudPip to catch up. Oh, MudPip finally doing some more elevator movement. And then falls right on top of an elevator.
Vitor, I don't think Dashmaster was checked. I think Gundam just went to left side fungal and green path. And like Dashmaster isn't in logic anyways because the dash still isn't in logic. But yeah. That's no eyes
no.
defeated.
MudPip, don't! No, please!
Oh no.
Oh god! No!
Well, your favorite check is just a vessel fragment. How do you feel about that?
I don't even mind, I'm just happy that Gundam didn't get anything from it because I want MudPip to have some sort of comeback. Because I just feel bad now.
You know what is a Balder killer?
Oh no!
Dream Shield is a Balder killer.
Is it logic? No, it isn't!
It is not.
No.
It is not in logic. I don't even know if it's in hard logic.
Wait.
I hear that it's a Balder
So you're
killer.
saying
I've never
this is
tried.
MudPip, no! No, MudPip.
Ready. MudPip is missing Lantern at the Waterways bench egg. Also, MudPip is missing getting a 7th grub for Dash. Oh, there's Dash Master for Gundam. Just even more zooms. So yeah, it looks like Logic is going to be going all the way into resting grounds with Lantern. I think
you really hate to see
Jamie,
the progression.
I think Gundam just got all 5 grubs in Crossroads while MudPip only has 4. I could be wrong. But there were 5 in Crossroads, 1 in Left City, and 1 in Waterways available to them. Though, like, not all of those were in Logic, of course. Oh, MudPip didn't pick up the Waterways grub? Wow, okay. That's rough.
I mean, technically MudPip does have a slightly easier way of killing the Bowder by using the Crystal Heart and the Dream Shield.
Is that even easier? I don't actually know.
I would say so. MudPip is extremely confused at the moment, that's what's happening.
Yeah. I don't even know how you're supposed to do this boulder kill. I assume you like swing your nail to like make the shield pop out like MudPip's doing, but I've never actually seen it done. Oh, and there's your progression.
Wings. We finally have normal progression.
Yep.
And Wraiths.
So that opens up a lot of things now to Gundam. Soulmaster is in logic. Rescue is out in Deep Nest is in logic.
Wait, Rescue Zone
Crystal Heart is
in
possible.
logic?
Not in logic, but possible. Yeah, you would need to do a pogo to get into Deep Nest. I forgot. Kingdom's Edge route is also doable, but not in logic. You needed an Aspen pogo. And yeah, Wings definitely puts enough grubs in logic because you get all the grubs in Green Path, all the grubs in Crossroads, the grub in City, the grub in Waterways. That's already more than enough.
And there we have our Powder Killer.
Yep.
Oh, I think Gundam is going to buy the Charm Notch.
MudPip has been paused for a long time. Maybe they have given up. Or maybe they're just checking spoiler log. Or not spoiler.
Helper log.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing from MudPip in the chat saying that they are giving up, so... From what I know, they haven't given up yet.
Looks like Gundam is prepping to go fight Soulmaster, perhaps? They did warp to the toll bench, and now they're checking shops. Maybe trying to get that 5 charms goal?
Oh, maybe.
Looks like Gundam is going to be buying a bunch of charms to get even more charm notches.
I just checked on YouTube and I can't find anything that shows you getting the Bowder with Dream Shield, so... That's a bit unnerving.
Oh, MudPip is... Oh, what just happened there? That
I have
was,
no idea. Also, I don't... Why is MudPip trying to get Go Master Shard with...
Well, there is a 7th goal for Gundam. Lots of charm notches. More than enough to equip 5 charms at the same time.
And it's only been about 45 minutes of a race. I think this could be the fastest race yet, and MudPip might not be even to get a single goal.
No, we've definitely had much faster races. This will almost certainly take more than an hour, and we have had sub-hour races before. Yeah, Mike, I don't think MudPip is using random map mod right now. The Dirtmouth text was Elderbuck is a cool
The
dude
wings were at Dream Nail.
Yeah.
Is MudPip maybe getting an even... No. Or are they? No. I was thinking that maybe, just maybe, they're going to get a slightly easier to use Bowder Killer, but no. Oh no, wait, never mind. They got long nail already. They are actually going to go for the long nail. Bowder Slay.
Yeah, that looks like what they're going to do. Or hidden station. Oh, are they checking base and simple key? That would be pretty good here.
It's
Even
good,
though
but
it's not actually
unfortunate.
anything. There's a Woken Dream Nail.
The progression we all want. Now we can go get that egg.
Indeed.
Not egg. Tramper.
No, it is an egg.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty clean Soul Master fight from Gundam. Pretty easy with Wraiths.
And that's 8 for Gundam. Whilst MudPip still only has C-Dash. This is really unfortunate. MudPip seemingly doesn't... MudPip not using C-Dash at all.
Quack. Wings was at Dream Nail with Lantern at Waterway's Bench Egg with Simple Key and Starroom Stag in Crossroads.
MudPip, you have C-Dash. Why are you trying to damage boost through this? You can... Okay, MudPip survived this encounter.
And we'll be getting a King's Idol, if I remember correctly. Yep.
Yeah.
So clearly the correct play for Gundam here is to go for that kill 6 different stalking Devout's goal as his next goal. I think that would be the best goal to do right now.
I mean, that would be quite content.
Skip Zote, just go straight to Devout's. Oh, Gundam fails the explosion pogo to Deep Nest. Looks like he's going to try again, though.
What is MudPip doing? First of all, why are they walking where they have C-Dash? And second of all, why are they even here?
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. They dream nailed the King's Bolt.
MudPip, you can't. You can't pogo with just... Oh, this is so unfortunate.
Gundam not quite getting the correct setup for that pogo. You really want to get the dead guy on the ledge. I think Gundam was killing it a bit too far to the left for that. But yeah, when it's on the ledge, it's pretty free to just do a wings jump and pogo.
Thing is, Gundam could technically check Crystal Heart.
That is true. Gundam could also technically talk to Maskmaker and kill 6 different stalking Devouts.
He could technically do everything on the board with just these.
I mean, not everything.
He can't defeat
there we
Troop
go. That's the
Master
right
Grim.
setup.
I mean, Nail Zero? How is he meant to? Oh, Mike is speaking in my... Mike is speaking how I like it. Mantis Lords. That is something that most...
I mean, it's not in logic, because you need Claw for that to be in logic on easy, and you also don't get a goal from it, so I think it's pretty questionable. Oh, there's Dive, that's big.
There's Dive. That's claw locked, actually. Or locked behind doing Deep Nest, and Now we have MudPip doing this. Unholy abomination of a check.
I do not believe this is possible.
Shh. It will be possible if MudPip believes.
But yeah, Dive makes the Radiant boss possible. Though you need a Pogo and a Fluke Manga. Doesn't do all too much else. Or I was gonna say you can do City of Tears grubs with Dive, but you actually also need Claw. And
actually,
dies
if he has the shade there,
I
maybe
don't think
MudPip,
that helps.
maybe the shade could be used as a pogoable entity.
I don't think that helps, unfortunately.
I don't know what MudPip is doing anymore, and I don't think MudPip is either.
Yeah.
This is the most evil, easy progression I have ever seen.
I don't think that's quite true for me. I have seen some pretty evil, easy progression seeds, but Waterways Bench Egg is certainly one of the things you least want to see in your easy seed.
And it having Lantern, which means that you have to go through all of Crystal Peaks just to get to Resting Grounds, which then if Resting Grounds was another thing that was absolutely one way. Like, if they only got something like VS from there and had to go straight to Green Path, I'd be even more. With Wings, they have at least some sort of ability to do anything, but if they had VS, that would just be linear for... Actually, wait. If they got a stag that enabled them to get only one check, that would be even worse.
I'm surprised that Gundam hasn't gone to Right City and Edge yet with Shade Skip from Salubra, because that gives both Tower of Love
Not even from
and Kingdom's
Salubra.
Edge route.
He has Dive and Resting
I
Grounds
mean,
access.
yeah, I guess Gundam just got Dive, but before now, the Edge did look pretty good, I think.
That's 9. And half of the King's soul.
Are we going to get the Dark Deepness content from Gundam? Looks like the answer is no for now.
I just want to notice how Gundam is using the best color. I'm totally not biased in any way. And MudPip might finally find this terrible as... No. Never mind. Or are they? This has been an hour now. Or about an hour now. And MudPip might be finally getting their first progression.
Shut up, Mike. I totally did not completely forget that Gundam has Lantern. But yeah, this is a much more reasonable play with Lantern.
What is MudPip doing? Oh, they're getting soul.
Was there something at Essence?
I don't even remember. What are you doing, MudPip? MudPip, why? MudPip Shade is on the way to Broken Vessel. Wait. Is this possible?
Is what possible?
Is it possible to get to Right Side City through just...
You can't do it with no vertical.
Oh yeah. But you can check one thing.
Yeah, you can get into Basin, I guess. But none of those checks are in logic anyways. I think you need dash with a broken bridge relic.
Oh yeah. And here I was hoping that maybe MudPip would finally be able to find. I mean, if a broken bridge relic is something, then it's out of logic, and I don't even care anymore, as long as MudPip gets something.
Oh, Gundam's doing 2 maggots. That makes a lot of sense. I was wondering why Gundam was going to kill failed champ at first.
Okay, MudPip, remember, you can't check that! You don't have claw! Just go down and check for broken bridge. Okay, phew, he's doing that.
Yeah, I think, to answer chat, MudPip just has forgotten about the waterways grub, so doesn't think that 7 grubs is even possible.
Okay, I'm just hoping that MudPip doesn't die, give up on this, and... I mean, if this is Claw... Never mind, it's Monomon. Which does put a check in logic now. I mean, not in logic, but... It does make it so that MudPip can't do a single check now and...
I mean, MudPip might take that that Monomon and use Infection to go over to Resting Grounds and get wings.
That is another possibility, yeah.
That might be something that MudPip decides to do, which would be pretty good.
And MudPip loses all the Geo they had. Okay, MudPip, you have Celebra. Okay, he remembers. I mean, maybe Glowing Womb has something.
Yeah, Infection is very useful, but it's really up to whether MudPip uses it. Looks like MudPip will be trying to go to Blue Lake at least.
MudPip is going to Blue Lake, which is a check.
And it also gives Resting Grounds, which is where progression is. I don't know if MudPip has enough hits left on this finish fly.
MudPip has to go into a building. Oh, MudPip, don't give up. No.
But yeah, I imagine we're gonna see Tower of Love and Kingdom's Edge route here from Gundam. That'll bring him up to 12 goals and like.
But he just does when he just does Crystal Heart.
Yeah, or like 6 Stalking Devout isn't even that bad with Lantern. Or even Talk to Maskmaker. I think that might be quicker than 6 Devouts. Fennec's down. I think Lockout means that Gundam needs 3 more to win. You need 13 goals in Lockout, and yeah, 11 is like less than half of the board, which is and 13 is like just barely above half of the board, which is why that's the win condition.
MudPip just did something. Not MudPip, Gundam. Gundam did something really interesting. I didn't even know that you can just dash underneath, and by dashing underneath and using his wings, he was able to move his respawn point over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a pretty useful acid skip for skipping a whole bunch of Kingdom's Edge if you just want to go up. And yeah, to answer chat, 6 different stalking devouts. They're the big enemies in Dark Deepness that do 2 damage, and the goal is to kill 6 different copies of them. So like, going to a bench and then killing the same stalking devout in the same position does not count as like an additional one. Interesting that defeat Soulmaster was just marked. Oh wait, no. I'm just blind. Okay. Ignore me. For some reason, I'm blind today.
This race was highly unfavorable for MudPip.
Yep.
I wouldn't even put it against MudPip if they decided not to join the interview.
We're seeing some Aspid shots being affected by gravity on Gundam's screen. Always something amusing to see. Yeah, I think MudPip at this point is trying to get those checks that they've missed, but just not quite informed of how to get there. And yeah, nerves are definitely probably playing a factor here. Especially with this many deaths, it must be pretty tilting at this point. Oh, rip Gundam.
2 essence left, I think.
Yeah, that was
That
like
is
2
very
or 3
unfortunate.
essence. Yeah. Good thing he placed down the Dream Gate. That route is pretty annoying to do. Aspid's chasing you around while you go all the way around the huge room.
Worst thing is, I'm scared of facing Gundam. because I've had a race against him this week, and I've lost really bad.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think you really should be speaking with regards to that, because you're one of the you're one of the new players to the tournament, and you are very good at Lockout. There are many players who just weren't in the Swiss round, not because of being worse at the game or anything like that, but they just didn't decide to participate in the Swiss round.
And Alex here making a great copy pasta.
Yeah, the helper log is very much a resource that is useful in these tournaments when you're not sure where to go. And of course, even in the upper bracket, you're allowed to use it. And that is 12. Looks like we will be getting some more content from Gundham, going up to presumably do check Crystal Heart with this peak spike tunnel with wings and dash. This is one of my favorite skips in the game. It's a pretty nice spike tunnel. Cthulhu, I imagine Gundam will be going under all of the platforms. Because I can't imagine Gundam decides to do the wings shade skip as opposed to just using
yeah, actually, Aiden makes the
C-dash.
point. He has C-dash, so he's going to do the ultimate under plat and do the under the stage.
Looks like Locust is dissatisfied with the lack of normal underplat.
Don't you dare call back out. And Locust is really pissed off at me. It sure is, Locust, whether you like it or not.
I mean, Gundam is pretty low on HP here. Perhaps setting up for that Crystal Heart shade skip to get the underplat we all want.
MudPip! I don't know what MudPip is doing.
Looks like MudPip is giving us
MudPip
even
going to
more
give a damage boost?
skips. Yep, this damage boost is not in logic. I believe it's in hard, but it is doable.
This is easy, and MudPip is doing anything other than the one thing we can do. Come on, MudPip, you can do it. Do the damage boost. And MudPip is uninformed of the damage boost and thought that maybe they could just do this.
Yeah, you can, with Mark of Pride, you can pogo on the background object there and get enough height, but I believe you need specifically Mark of Pride to do that.
Or both Longnail and Mark of Pride.
Well, yes, but at that point you also have Mark of Pride.
I mean, yeah.
And there is what is questionably underplat for a 13th goal.
And that's it. Time to generate a spoiler log.
And the racers have been invited to post-race commentary. A pretty one-sided match, unfortunately. Hello, MudPip.
Hey there, MudPip.
Do you want to know what logic was?
Boy.
I really do.
So it turns out
Yeah.
logic was that Waterway's bench egg that you tried several times to go get, that was Lantern, as it turns out, and Wings was at Dreamnail. So you were supposed to take that lantern all the way to Resting Grounds to get your wings.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, with all our knowledge, this was painful to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just me running around in Forgotten Crossroads for about an hour.
Yeah, it's even worse because you had 7 grubs technically available.
I didn't know
Yeah,
where the last one was.
I think it's the one in Waterways. You didn't pick that one up, I think.
Yeah, I don't know Waterways very well, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gundam really just ran away with the board once he got Dash from Grubs and the lantern for wings.
Oh yeah. You didn't get Dash, MudPip?
Oh, well, I couldn't.
They
I
didn't
didn't
get-
know.
They had C Dash and nothing else.
Oh wow.
It's what I did
That's
get,
rough.
not what I didn't get.
Oh.
Yeah, they got all of the things that they could in Crossroads, and they got everything other than Lantern. They even got to... You even went to do the damage boost, and...
Wait, which damage boost?
The damage boost to get to the base in Paywall.
Oh yeah, we saw
Oh.
many attempts at some some pretty content hard skips from MudPip. I believe
And one
this
thing isn't even
included
hard, it's just beyond hard.
yeah, Dream
Wow.
Shield Boulders is not even in hard logic.
I
The
couldn't
damage
find
boost
a
to base
YouTube
and
video on
Paylor.
that. I wanted to find out how somebody is meant to do that.
Yeah. There was an
Okay.
attempt at Infection Pogo into right side. There was also Broken MudPip. You did do the Broken Bridge, which is technically a spike tunnel without dash. So yeah, lots of content, but unfortunate.
I love how Mantis Claw, like the intended Mantis Claw progression, it was behind finding Stag Nest, which was at
Really?
Sly,
Really?
which was at Pleasure House.
Wow.
Mantis Claw was hidden behind Pleasure House. This seed,
And that
this
was for
seed is
simple kid.
cursed.
That's some cursed. Oh my god.
I mean, we did have pretty much all 4 keys, so
I didn't
Yeah,
find the far.
the last one was at Love Key,
Oh.
and Isma's
Heck.
2 was at Dash Master, so
This seat. Wow.
yeah, this seed was content.
Pretty much.
I'm now sad that MudPip didn't do better because I really wanted to see that seed, and I really want to see that seed unfold in a race.
Yeah, that would be. Oh my god. Well.
Yeah, I was so convinced that it was
Raked.
going to be base and simple key when you guys got C dash, but unfortunately that was nothing, and it was just the really annoying check to come back for in Waterways.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it has to be this, and then it wasn't that. And,
Oh,
no, okay,
worst
it
of
has
all-
to be this, and
No,
it
worst of
wasn't
all,
that either.
MudPip, listen to this. If you actually did pull off the damage boost, you would have gotten Trampass, which would have given you Wrestling Grounds access, so you would have had wings with that.
That's something.
That is something, and now I feel even worse that you weren't able to do that. Also, ironically enough, the wings you got weren't actually intended wings.
Oh, really?
The
What?
intended wings in the spoiler log were at the Rancid Egg near Quick Slash.
Wait, then what? Wait, what was
So
intended
because-
logic?
Okay, so intended logic was...
It must be Pleasure House.
Wait, where was
Yeah, it's
Dive?
Pleasure
Where was Dive?
Hold up.
Well, the Monarch Wings copy was at Dreamnail, so that was the one easier to get, but it wasn't the one that
Well, yeah,
the
but where
game
were you
logic
supposed to
for.
go after Lantern?
Is missed
Wait.
here at Dashmaster
Wait, how'd you get there?
with the dash. You would the lantern.
How do you
would-
get? Wait, how do you
The
get
lantern would have
grubs?
unlocked.
I don't even know. Wait, I'm checking. Crystal
Sea
Heart.
Pix? You could get a Sea Pix.
You don't get any grubs in Sea Peaks with just Lantern and Sea Dash.
I have no idea. This spoiler log, it says that this spoiler.
Hold on, let me generate a spoiler log
Is this
so I can see myself.
actually broken?
Yeah, the cloak and the wings went right next to each other on the spoiler log, as well as the Ismas too. And Monomon.
Okay. So which grabs are available with the things that we got?
Okay, Sea Dash puts all 5 grubs in Crossroads in Logic. It
Yes.
doesn't, but the City one isn't in Logic and the Waterways one is, so that's only 6 grubs.
And we would still need 10 on Easy Logic. How do you even get there?
Yeah, I mean, you can get to Basin stuff, but you can't actually, like, do the Broken Bridge relic without Dash. And you, like, can't do Basin Pale either, and you don't have Tram Pass, so I don't think that gives you anything. Let me
Right.
check.
Wait. Wait. One grab share.
Welcome to trying to figure out the last race seed. We're your hosts.
Okay, I have generated a spoiler log.
Colosseum had a cloak.
You'll have to see that.
Okay, so Logic was City Crest at Dartmouth Stag, Hidden Station Stag at Zelda, Dreamnail at False Night, Simple Key City at Crossroads Stag, then like City Storm Stag, then the Sea Dash and Lantern, then you get Dash Master. Oh, you get Elegy from Dream Shield. That's what we're missing. Yeah.
Oh, so that's and
Yeah. So you get Elegy from Dreamnail. You get into Green
Yeah.
Path. And from
Oh.
Green Path, you
This
can
is
get all the way to Dash Master. Yeah, it's expecting you to go take Elegy and go all the way through Green Path, use C Dash to get across
imagine
Queen
if
Station.
Wings weren't
get
at
Dash
Dream
Master.
now, then energy would be progression.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
this
once
is
you get tier, that finally gives you I guess the Dash was already in Logic without tier because you have 4 in Green Path, 1 in Fungal. Yeah.
That's enough.
I just realized I didn't check Dirtmouth Stag. What was there?
City Crest. So,
Okay.
city access question mark, but that wouldn't have
You would
actually
have-
been relevant. Yeah.
That so
I mean, technically it would be relevant.
We found storerooms
Considering
first, so it was not.
You would have had Cloak and... They would have had Cloak and Claw with intended progression, so it would be relevant.
I mean, they already had Storeroom Stag, so that's like just as good as Storeroom
Actually, you're right.
City
That is-
Crest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. GG's.
GG's.
GG.
GG.
I believe
I
our
feel
next
very
race
badly about
is between Tashnade and Mike P tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. That should be a pretty exciting race. I will also be commentating on that one. Those are 2 very good players, I believe. So be sure to tune in for that. There's also 2 more races tomorrow at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, including our first upper bracket match between Ash to Smurf and Insomnia at 8 p.m. So yeah, I believe we're just about ready to wrap up here. Be sure to check out the Hollow Knight Discord if you're interested in anything Hollow Knight, but also especially Randomizer. We have a Randomizer channel where we hold races all the time. And yeah, it's really fun and a great community. So if no one else has anything to add, then I guess we're done.
So once again, thank you everyone who has come to attend the race for staying with it and watching through the whole thing.
And thanks to Jason and Purple for coming. I mean, that was surely great comp that these guys gave you. I mean,
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.